Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to have you here with us in London. Maybe you could begin with a quick introduction to talk to me. What can people expect when they watch it?
Well, it's a horror film about kids that use demonic possession to get high. And they can expect a little bit of violence and some spookiness.
A roller coaster.
Yeah.
And tell us a bit about your journey to making this film. I know you kind of cut your teeth making these kind of like action horror pieces for YouTube. But how did that kind of develop into your first feature?
Every video that we did was we were experimenting different filmmaking aspects. Like we were like focusing on like a VFX that we wanted to pull off, or like a practical stunt that we wanted to execute. So it felt like it was a training ground for us as filmmakers. And then like when we were finally ready to do the film, it's like we had all this experience of all these years of all these shorts, you know. So yeah, I felt like we were ready.
Was it a bit of a step up though? Was it kind of a shock? It was like something different to be working on a feature film.
Well, we were lucky enough that before the YouTube stuff, we crewed on films in all different departments. So we were lucky enough that we knew the world that we were stepping into. So if we hadn't, it would have been like a bit of a slap in the face because, you know, there's a lot more people involved. It's a lot slower, but it's so much more rewarding. But we knew what it was when we were going into it. So that we had that at least, that previous And we had the power of all these incredible heads of departments that can achieve things that we can't accomplish by ourselves. Like amazing cinematographer Aaron McCliskey, amazing production designer Bethany Ryan, our awesome producer Samantha Jennings. Like they all brought these like things, this power, and we looked up to them so much. So it's like all these creative people throwing all their efforts into one creative vision. It's the best.
And the thing I love about the film is it very much places you within, you know, the horror genre. The idea of possession is one that, you know, people will be familiar with. But you've taken a whole fresh spin on it and, you know, really grounded it in sort of an everyday reality as well. I was reading that, you know, you kind of got the idea of watching people film someone like having their first like drug experience. Can you talk a bit about the inspiration and why you wanted to tell this story in your film?
Yeah, I just think that just wanted to speak realistically to today's generation a little bit, and like people have this weird morbid obsession and curiosity, and there's like not only like obsessing over serial killers and like filming haunted experiences, but also like doing extreme things for attention as well. Like I just think that if that hand existed, so many people would be filming it and doing it. Like I feel like I would be filming it and doing it. So I don't know. It felt real, and like that footage was like a neighbor that I watched grow up, and like I saw him having a negative reaction to a drug and everyone filming him and laughing at him and no one helping him. Like that footage just really bothered me, and it was like conveying that in the film.
And tell us about your incredible cast. And I think, you know, something that you've made a really great decision about is rather than having sort of older actors pretending to be teenagers, you know, these really are young people, and it just brings so much authenticity, you know, just the way they speak and the way they hold themselves, so on and so forth. But it's also quite a lot to put them through, you know,
Yeah.
really go through the ringer in this. So how did you choose them, and how did you kind of work with them to achieve your vision, you know, while keeping them sort of on a level? I didn't know what to say. Yeah, not sane.
Yeah, like we had an amazing casting director and like a casting agent, and like when we saw the actors, like we knew it was them, you know, like the auditions, like it's like, oh yes, that's what we've been looking for. So it was like that, and then like speaking with them, each actor had a different way that they'd handle scenes, like say the heavy scenes, like some, you know, just listen to music, some need to be, you know, you chat with and things like that. Like, it's like there's different ways that they approach it. So it's like what's comfortable for them to do, you know, what's their method, and then like kind of being, you know, accompanying, you know. But also in rehearsals, it's like letting them interpret the material and like letting them like have like say on their costume, and like being really collaborative with them, and like making sure the dialogue feels natural in their mouths. So that was a big thing. I was like, just making it feel as authentic as possible. Yeah, let them embody the character. Yeah.
And can you tell us a bit about the look and feel of the film? Because I love the fact that, you know, a lot of it feels very tangible, very real. And I think that just adds to the absolute horror of it. So how did you pull that off?
Yeah, well, that's like the strongest part of any horror film is like when you feel really connected to the characters and like everything's weighted in a reality. So there was like even like VFX that we'd shot for this like added into the film that we ended up removing because it felt like it took it too fantastical and it felt too elevated. It's like we just wanted everything to be grounded in like a in a reality and make it all feel as real as possible.
And, you know, in terms of what people can take away, I mean, what I love about the horror genre is, okay, on one level, it's like great to terrify people. But there's so many other layers that you can draw out of it. You know, how you deal with grief, how you deal with mental illness, how people can use drugs as an escape, but also can be, you know, something that means it all kind of explodes in their face as well. So what did you kind of want to explore through this genre?
Well, yeah, I like all those things. Like, it was just a way to express all the darkest parts of yourself, or like all these like thoughts, whether or not they're intrusive thoughts or like they're like experiences. I think that's a fun way that you can explore the darkest parts of humanity, and like all across all the years of film, it just it never feels too over the top. It doesn't feel heavy-handed. It doesn't feel preachy or something like that. Yeah, it's like you can explore dark themes in like a fun way. And like, I don't know, it's just like a fun genre to do that with.
And we've had such a phenomenal response to it, you know, being at Sundance, here at Sundance London, how does that feel? And, you know, what is it that you enjoy so much about scaring people?
Oh, it's that moment. Like, it's always hard to watch it with an audience. Like, I always start cringing. You're in the back. You're always like questioning like whether or not people are enjoying it and stuff. And everyone goes up to go to the toilet. You're like, where are you going? You're missing a scene.
But
that's a good thing with horror. It's like a visual reaction, which is awesome. So sitting in the back of a cinema when people are enjoying it is the best feeling ever. You can hear the reactions and you feel it in the room. It's amazing. And when beats are hitting, like even the comedy and things like that, like, you know, there's an electricity in the room, which is amazing. So I think that's why like audiences are so drawn to coming to watch it. It's like comedy and horror are those things where you get that group, like you feel it in the room. You want to experience it with someone. Like that's why I think like horror is still, you know, you can still go to the cinema to watch it because everyone wants to experience like it's a communal thing. Yeah.
Well, you'll be glad to know I was gasping out loud, covering my eyes a lot, so you definitely worked on me.
Perfect.
And I think I had a nightmare about it. So shit, full marks.
Apologise for that.
Thanks so much for your time, and really enjoy presenting your film here at Sundance London. Thanks a lot.
Cheers. Thank you.
So nice to meet you.